Tonight, cleaning up after a powerful storm.
This is my childhood home, and I've never seen it like this. And it's just heartbreaking.
From flooding to hail and wind damage, how much destruction was caused. Also tonight, a major hit to the Winnipeg office of a video game company. How many people will lose their jobs? And later, a new development in the ongoing Granite Curling Club saga.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Hendricks. Manitobans are in recovery mode tonight, assessing the damage and picking up the pieces from that major storm that hit our region yesterday. We have top story team coverage for you tonight, and we begin where the storm hit the hardest, South Central Manitoba and the Interlake. CTV's Harrison Shin got a first-hand look at the destruction.
It has been a long night for Dale Place. Tuesday night's severe thunderstorm hit 5 of his buildings at Selkirk Industrial Park. He says it cost $30 million worth of damage.
Around 11:30 when I arrived, I got out of the car and the wind was so strong it actually threw me off my feet into the car. So I had to jump back in the car and drive inside the building while the wind was still going.
Here in Stony Mountain, rainfall has devastated homes. One example, the Flett family was scrambling to salvage whatever they can from their basement. Now, they are simply speechless.
I grew up in this home. This is my childhood home, and I've never seen it like this. And it's just heartbreaking.
About 15-minute drive northwest from Stony Mountain, in Stonewall, the region had the most rainfall, 255 millimeters. According to Environment and Climate Change Canada, area resident Sylvia Senchuk says she heard her sump pump stop.
All of a sudden, the water just gushed all over the basement. It couldn't keep up. You couldn't keep up. You're in one room trying to do stuff and you see stuff floating down the hallway beside you.
Back in Stony Mountain, Flett is wondering where the desperately needed help is.
We're all like, just at a loss. Like, what? Why do we have no help? We need help. We're underwater.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Other areas were also hit with heavy rain and hail. Woodlands received 120 millimeters, with Toulon recording 97. Now, that storm didn't spare the city of Winnipeg. Torrential rains flooded streets and basements, causing sewer backups, downed trees, and power outages. And many people are still desperately trying to clean up the mess left behind. CTV's Joseph Bernacki has that part of the story.
Winnipeg's Mike Cooklick's daughter caught this video Tuesday night as he drove home from dinner. He's lived in East Kildonan with his family for 15 years.
It's astonishing. Like, I've never witnessed a flooding like that before in this area.
This was the scene at McLeod Avenue and Gateway Road. His son Caden got his bicycle stuck on Wednesday, trying to find out how much water was still standing.
I've never seen anything like that.
Wednesday morning, much of the water has receded, but some pools remain, showing just how much rain fell. Now, Cooklick has another hassle to deal with. Vehicle damage brought on by another driver.
A truck was approaching it, and he slowed down just before the water, and then he gunned it, making a huge wake, and that water went into my truck engine cavity, and my power steering went.
And he's not the only East Kildonan resident dealing with the aftermath of the huge storm. Terry Barabash has lived on nearby London Street for almost 50 years. He says he and his neighbors waited for a lull in the storm to clear the back lane sewer drain. Barabash says dozens of houses rely on this drain, and the water was rising too fast.
It came down so fast and so hard. There's no stopping it, and as the sewers can only hold so much. If you're going to repair these lanes this summer, please put in a second sewer.
Hail dented Barabash's car, and some water got into his basement. A few streets over on Concordia, entire vehicles got stuck in the water, waiting to be towed away. Area City Councillor Jeff Brawadi says the city has identified several back lanes as needing more stormwater capacity.
That area around that you're talking about, Rothesay, McLeod, McKay, those areas have been identified as not having very good storm capacity. So those areas that would be relatively high on the list to complete.
The storm also led to some major disruptions at the airport. This video from a viewer shows what conditions were like at the airport last night. A spokesperson for the Winnipeg Airports Authority says 62 flights were affected, 14 arriving and 38 departing. Flights had to be canceled, and 10 flights were held until they could be diverted or assigned gates. The fallout from the storm is expected to continue to impact operations for the next 24 to 48 hours, and passengers should check the status of their flights before heading to the airport. Manitoba Hydro says it has restored power to roughly 17,000 customers, but many people are still without power tonight. Hydro says more than 1,000 individual outages left over 25,000 customers without power, including roughly 17,000 within the city of Winnipeg. The Crown Utility says high winds and heavy rain caused extensive damage to power lines, poles, and other equipment.
Just to give you an idea of the scale of this thing, just within Winnipeg itself, there are some 420 locations in the city where there's damage, there's outages that crews have to get to assess.
Manitoba Hydro says it hopes to have power restored for almost all customers tomorrow by the end of the day. It's going to take some time to fully assess the costs of the storm, but it's already looking like they will be significant. Manitoba Public Insurance says more than 8,000 claims have already been reported. This includes damage from hail, flood, and wind. MPI says these are still preliminary numbers, as customers are still in the process of reporting claims. However, based on the amount of claims so far, the public insurer expects yesterday's event to exceed the impact seen following the hailstorms of 2023. To a developing story now and a heavy police presence on King Edward Street. There are few details available at this hour. What we can tell you is that a person was found injured in the area of King Edward and Garten Avenue. As you can see, there were several officers sent to the area, and the Winnipeg Police Service tells CTV News an active investigation is ongoing. We're following this story and hope to have more information for you tomorrow. Dozens of Winnipeggers are being laid off from their jobs at video game maker Ubisoft. Today, the company confirmed it had decided to close its Winnipeg office, which opened in 2018. A spokesperson tells us that around 65 employees will be out of work. The company blamed the job loss on an effort to reduce costs and focus resources on strategic priorities. The French video game company has published multiple popular video game franchises, including Assassin's Creed, Just Dance, and the Far Cry series. In 2022, Ubisoft said that it planned to invest $139 million into the Winnipeg studio by 2030 and triple its workforce. The company still has 5 studios remaining in Canada, including ones in Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec City. The city is putting forward a parking plan for the Granite Curling Club. The two sides are embroiled in a court battle. The curling club is upset about losing parking stalls in favor of an 11-story affordable housing project. Now, a new report headed to the Executive Policy Committee is recommending the city put $600,000 toward the creation of 50 new parking stalls for the club as a solution. Now, the money would come from the Housing Accelerator Fund and could also be used for improvements to nearby land, such as riverbank stabilization. But the club tells CTV News the plan is still not adequate for them. Time now for our first check on the weather, and at the moment it's 18 degrees. The barometer is rising, humidity at 73%. Now overnight is going to get a little cooler, 14 degrees, and there are showers and possible thunderstorms this evening. And your wake-up weather, 15 degrees, and showers are likely.
I'm pretty excited because I'm always looking for a place to sit.
Back in business. Why the mayor says a downtown park will not have the same problems that plagued it in the past. First Nations police are asking for help tonight to shed some light on the circumstances surrounding the discovery of human remains in the Red River southeast of Winnipeg. The body was found in the river east of Roseau River First Nation on May 14th. The individual has been identified as Reuben Gabriel Atkinson, a Roseau River community member. The Manitoba First Nations Police Service Criminal Investigations Unit is looking into the death. Anyone with information is asked to contact the detachment or the tip line. The City of Winnipeg has a new plan to get vacant and derelict properties back on the market. A report is recommending a new one-time grant property owners can use to fix up their empty buildings. $3 million is being made available from a federal housing fund and empty building fees the city collected over 5 years. The city estimates this could create up to 150 new housing units. The mayor says the grant will give property owners an incentive to redevelop vacant and derelict properties. According to the report, there were 535 vacant buildings with active orders under the city's vacant building bylaw as of last September. Upgrades are coming to a Brandon intersection, which was the site of a deadly crash last month. The province says it's in the process of installing a four-way stop control at the intersection of Highway 110 and Richmond Avenue. A spokesperson tells CTV News it anticipates traffic signals will be up and running this summer. In May, a 49-year-old woman was killed at the intersection. Police allege her vehicle was hit by a northbound semi-truck which failed to stop at the stop sign. It went through the intersection and hit her SUV. In addition, rumble strips, enhanced signs, and speed limit changes are also expected to be added on Richmond Avenue approaching the intersection. Mayor Scott Gillingham says he supports a crackdown on open drug use downtown, including at the new Air Canada Window Park. Gillingham made the comments following a reopening ceremony today for the newly designed park, which was closed and demolished in 2024. CTV's Jeff Keel now on the new layout that proponents say creates a safe and welcoming space.
For the first time in nearly 2 years, Keith Wood and Darlene Mason are back in their daily meeting place.
I was just praying for having this open again.
Air Canada Window Park downtown has reopened. Wood and Mason were some of the first to visit. They say this is a place for people to gather. They like the new layout, especially the number of places to sit.
I'm pretty excited because I'm always looking for a place to sit.
The old park was fenced off in September 2024 and then demolished to make way for this new one with a new design.
It really is the second life for this park.
It includes this drinking fountain, a multi-use stage for programming, which can also be used as another place to sit. There are trees, indigenous plantings, and lighting too. And unlike the previous design, the new park is level with the sidewalk for accessibility and to make sure there are clear sight lines from the street.
It's about creating a welcoming and safe community space that reflects the voices of the people who use it.
The old park attracted some unsavory elements. Police were often called here. Mayor Scott Gillingham suggests criminal activity will not be tolerated.
If the chief and the Winnipeg Police Service begin to crack down on open drug use, he has my full support to crack down on open drug use. And so if that's happening here, I would love to see that policed in that way.
The $3.5 million project is seen as another piece of the puzzle to improve downtown. The park is next to Portage Place, which is undergoing its own transformation. Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
2 communities in states of emergency are banding together tonight after days of disastrous flooding. Premier Wab Kinew got a first-hand look at the toll severe weather is having on the Swan River and Minitonas area. The communities are located roughly 480 kilometers north of Winnipeg. Since Monday, residents have been facing an uphill battle, including rising water levels, a burst riverbank, and washed-out roads. Manitoba's premier was surprised to see the serious impact on the area.
We visited one family who lives just outside of town. On a bit of land, and it just looks like a giant tornado tore up what used to be a field of grass, and it's now a ravine. There's like just this huge amount of earth missing.
The Premier says Manitoba's Financial Disaster Assistance Program, Emergency Social Services, and other emergency services are being activated. A foundational document back in Winnipeg. when the Royal Charter, which formed Hudson's Bay Company, will be on display. And we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Welcome back. Our first weather picture tonight is of a funnel cloud. It was spotted by Sandra tonight, just north of Emerson. And it's a real sign that this wicked weather isn't done with us quite yet. Our second picture this evening is really stunning. Take a look. It shows a storm coming towards Brereton Lake. Fantastic picture. You can send us yours to winnipegweather@ctv.ca. Well, as you saw in our first weather picture, there's still a powerful weather system causing drama in our region. Thankfully, not in Winnipeg again this evening. Let's go to the satellite and take a look at the movement of the storm, and there is a lot to take a look at. Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for southeastern Manitoba, or pretty much right along the Ontario border. It includes communities such as Pinawa, Powerview, and Haddishville, and there's an awful lot to take a look at there. A passing cold front will combine with an unstable air mass, and it's going to result in a favorable environment for the development of severe thunderstorms over the southeastern parts of Manitoba. Now, as we look ahead, it looks as if we are going to be getting even more rain tomorrow, both in southeastern Manitoba and here in Winnipeg. In the morning, there's a risk of a thunderstorm. Now, it should settle down a bit by the afternoon. However, there is still a 60% chance of showers. Now, it doesn't appear as if the system will be as severe. Now, when can we expect to get some relief from all this? Friday, there is still going to be more rain to come, especially in the evening, and even more is expected on Saturday in the morning. However, the good news is the sky should begin to clear out by the evening, and Sunday at the moment is looking like it's going to be pretty sunny. But don't get too used to it. We may get a little more rain on Monday. Hard to believe. I'd like for all this to be over. For now, let's take a look at the temperatures across the province. The Royal Charter, which formed Hudson's Bay Company, is going on display this week at the Manitoba Museum. Tomorrow, the Winnipeg institution will showcase the 356-year-old document that it now jointly owns in a ceremony. It'll be a homecoming of sorts for the document, since the museum hosts thousands of HBC artifacts, and Winnipeg is where the company opened its first department store back in 1881. Now, after the ceremony, the document will be sent to storage in preparation for a one-year exhibition at the museum, likely in the fall of 2027. And just a heads up, the museum says it will be closed tomorrow, but it returns with regular hours on Friday. An unusual instrument creates an unusual amount of attention. How this 11-year-old is going viral by playing the handpan. A rising musical star is gaining a huge following online. She plays an instrument called the handpan. And as Danny News shows you, at just 11 years old, she's proving to be a real natural.
An 11-year-old from Germany has taken over social media as she uses her two hands and an instrument called the handpan to send millions into a sort of atmospheric trance.
Do you hear the song in your head before you start playing, or does it all just come out of your hands?
It just comes out of my hands. I don't have any plan what I'm doing.
She goes by Sprites, and here's the thing, Sprites has had no formal handpan training. In March of last year, she just sort of picked up this instrument one day that her father, who's a musician, was actually trying to learn himself.
After practicing for about half a year, I was a little bit frustrated. But to play more, I put it in the living room, and that's when she started playing. And then I was even more frustrated.
Since then, Sprites has been continually developing her unique hand-panning style in the living room, which her parents have started sharing online.
It was so magical to watch because she didn't have any fear to make a mistake.
But Sprites loves to have fun and just see how far she can take her musicianship, like by playing the handpan while blindfolded and with a blanket on top, or even while drinking a glass of milk. And now Sprites has just released her first few singles with her debut album on the way. So far, her singles have hundreds of thousands of listens on streaming platforms like Spotify. However, Sprites does not seem to care too much about the numbers.
It's important to have fun, not to have many views or anything.
Danny New, ABC News, New York.
There's a house in Vancouver which is covered in countless colorful glass tiles. Why? Well, it all started out as a simple DIY project, and as CTV's Adam Sawatsky shows you, it grew into a labor of love for the couple who calls it home.
When they first moved here, Maria and Sergei Parsiak were just grateful to have a home.
First, I was so happy because I have a place to live.
It didn't matter that the old bungalow was covered in cracked stucco. They had each other.
We just make decision to be together, yeah?
Although, when they first met while working together, Maria and Sergei felt indifferent about each other. Until a long while later, they suddenly didn't.
Something just like hit us.
Something unexpected, but not unwelcome.
I think it's lovely.
Like when Sergei suddenly had a dream about their house that felt like a calling.
It's like came from somewhere, just like push me to do something.
It compelled Sergei to cover the stucco with stone.
I love it.
And express what was in his heart.
Then he was so inspired.
Inspired to do something much more elaborate with glass tile. And you said?
Okay, let's try.
So, although he had never done anything artistic before,
Nothing.
Sergei started creating elaborate designs.
It's slow, just piece by piece.
Over the next 5 years, he placed the pieces, she did the grout, and together they transformed their house into a mosaic-covered home.
It's like teamwork. It's make us closer.
And if you look, you'll see their initials, S and M, intertwined.
Dreaming together, thinking together.
Creating something beautiful together?
Yes, I think so.
A beautiful life, they say, thanks to this beautiful country that they chose to raise their children and grandchildren in.
The best country in the world, yeah?
And like they made their mosaics by patiently placing piece after piece, Maria and Sergei credit their enduring marriage with consistently choosing love, day after day.
36 years of love. Non-stop love.
Non-stop.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
Smarter than your average bee? Why the small buzzing insects could be a lot more intelligent than we give them credit for. And we'll have your 7-day Skywatch forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Time now for your 7-day Skywatch forecast, and it looks as if we're still going to be having a little bit of rain all the way through to Friday, actually, but then the weekend should be a little better. Have you ever wondered why bees can get into so many places? Well, it could be because bumblebees are actually pretty smart. A new study found they can solve complex problems like chimpanzees and elephants. In one test, bees figured out how to move a ball out of the way to access a sweet treat. The study is proposing that insects can solve problems using cognitive abilities that are usually associated with bigger-brained animals. It's going to do it for us for another look at tonight's stories. Visit us online at ctvnews.ca. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.